Every step of this process gets weirder and weirder and weirder and weirder as it unfolds. And unfortunately, of course, when that shit leaked, for quite some time, I made the deliberate choice of like never really talking about other content creators for their own sake, regardless of the fact that they could not seemingly get my goddamn name out of their mouths. Making a lot of content, talking about how I am a bad guy for this reason or that reason. And over again, they ate good. And goddamn, it's getting increasingly hard not to talk about some of these other content creators. Holy moly. Okay. I mean, is it my first time? Did I not know about horses? Did I not know about goblins or debating the ethics of age of consent laws? No, I did. I purposely rarely ever talked about it because I thought it was unproductive and silly, with the hopes that they would just kind of leave it alone and leave me alone. But goddamn, dude. So many of the people that have made a entire career for themselves being like, these guys suck. These guys suck. These guys suck. This Hasan guy, he's bad. He's tanky. So many of these motherfuckers keep coming out, being into some real weird shit, okay? Defending real weird positions and also being into some real weird shit. That's all I'm going to say, and I'm going to leave it at that. It's so funny seeing bro trying to butter up Ethan after leftovers ended only for Ethan to be the one to blow up his story to the mainstream. Yeah, I mean, look, I think at this point we can recognize that like maybe it wasn't my anti-American sentiment that did not allow a bunch of sweaty ass political drama YouTubers invited to the White House, okay? Because let me tell you something, okay? Tacoma isn't the only place that wept. I've been weeping for days and days, cackling. For those of you who don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, and you're probably confused, you're like, what the fuck is on? You rarely ever, talk about other content creators in the leftist space or whatever the fuck. For all the normies in here, I guess friend of the show, Ethan, found out about like a lot of the porn browsing habits of a anarcho-Bidenist content creator who goes by the name of Vaush. And understandably, as a normal person, he saw that and was like, this is the most unhinged and most awful thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And it's true. It is bad. It was apparently leaked. Well, not apparently. I mean, I even made jokes about this. Vaush loves you and is super charitable to you. Oh yeah, no, totally. I'm charitable to him. Okay. I'm charitable. I've been charitable. You think this wasn't a thing that was like floating around? I have not talked about this for the past multiple years. These are people that have like called for me to be deplatformed and shit, talking about how I love terrorism, am a Islamist fundamentalist terrorist, this kind of shit. I'm being charitable now. I'm going light on it. Vaush made like 20 videos after the Tim Houthi Chalamet saga. These guys eat good. This motherfucker has also done the Andrew Tate style lies about me, as claiming that I hate the Kurds. I might even deny the Armenian genocide or some shit. So no, I see him. I see whenever this dumb shit pops up, and I choose not to talk about it for their sake, not because I'm like worried about the retaliation or whatever. I choose not to, waste time on this shit. He brought this up, why Ethan should go easy on him because he defended Ethan about you. Yeah, that's hilarious. Look, my man apparently has a porn folder on his computer. That in and of itself is already a red flag. Like, I don't understand it. But then again, I'm pretty basic in my tastes. Okay, I feel like the moment that you have a porn folder on your computer, you're already doing some weird shit. What the fuck's going on? It gets more odd when some of the porns on the porn folder are GIFs, and this is like a Matryoshka doll of weirdness. Okay, speaking of dolls, okay, like who the fuck is cranking it to GIFs? Is my first question. Why is this next to the tax folder is the other question. A Matryoshka doll, the Russian nesting dolls. Okay. Why are there multiple folders, and why so much horse and lolly? Every step of this process gets weirder and weirder and weirder and weirder as it unfolds. And unfortunately, of course, when that shit leaked, because he was like trying to right click save a photo onto his, I guess to his porn folder. Obviously, understandably, a lot of people lost it. I don't understand why you would download any of that shit. I don't understand why you would obviously look at any of that shit or even seek it out. And why GIFs? I really don't understand the GIF thing. Like, Sex gifts are so weird, but it turns out not that weird, I guess. But anyway, my point is that happened. It's funny. It's funny. It's a funny situation. It's weird. That's all I'm going to say about it. Okay. But I guess Ethan ethered Vaush for having lolly and shit like that on his computer. But yeah, no, my favorite is like the Vaush defenders that are still out there being like this openly. Okay. This guy, Red Bat Media, obviously like is saying this from behind the block, so I can't show it to you, but Queen of Yellow says, so many people who threw a fit over Hasan doing a humanizing interview with a Yemeni teenager are now stridently defending Vaush, possessing a stash of cartoon children being by animals. What Vaush did is embarrassing. What Hasan did is actively bad. First of all, there is not a worse way to approach the subject matter. You're just making yourself look bad at that point. Why would you do that? Interviewing a TikToker from a country you don't like is not as bad as in any form, but given that average Zionist has the morals of a pile of steaming dog poo and the audacity to match, I see why you feel that way. Apparently, there was also some AI art as well. I'm obviously not going to show you any of this, but all the 4chan weirdos, turns out, figured out immediately what the it was, and they've like detailed it, even from like the brief snapshot that they got from the folder. But I did see this last night, and this is what made me want to talk about it, because as you guys know, Tacoma Wept is a legendary moment that friend of the show Brace unlocked within Vaush 4 years ago. What is Tacoma Wept? Okay. All right. Roll the clip. I have to do it.
Wait. Is this guy seriously saying that I can't get laid? Incredible. I'll give you 5,000 if you can get Poontang before January 1st. Do you have any idea who the f you're talking to? When I got off Tinder because of the f quarantine, Tacoma wept. Even like ignoring the fact that I have a girlfriend, even if we're just talking like randos, I'm 2 hours away right now from being inside somebody else.
Every part of this is phenomenal. Tacoma wept. Listen, he's got 2 skills and he's all out of words. Okay. So that's why people are saying Tacoma wept, which is like such a beautiful, poetic. I'm not even being remotely ironic here when I say Tacoma wept is poetic. When I got off Tinder, Tacoma wept is literally some of the greatest words I've ever heard, only made so much better by who's saying it and with what energy they're saying it. I need you to understand, I am not being sarcastic. Praise is so funny. His response was, I am literally praying for you. With the fucking blurry ass screen grab. It's just like every part of this is so good. I don't know why. So look, my point is that was a banger. Like it's like a Weasley, I'm saying it moment, Weasley little liar dude moment. Like there are sometimes moments of greatness in this silly little world where we stream on Twitch or on YouTube that has lived in my mind for so long. And honestly, it's like refreshing that it's a now becoming like a real world meme. I've been waiting for this so long for this moment. I'm glad Ethan cooked them. Yeah, I mean, look, it's just like one of those weird things. All right. Like it's just, there's a lot of weirdness going on in the debate side of the world in general, but this is part of the reason why I think like debate lording this kind of stuff is so dumb. Because like this is apparently after the folders were leaked and the contents of the folder were leaked. Here was his response.
The other one is like a threesome with 2 chicks and a guy. And in retrospect, looking at it, knowing now that that artist is a lolicon, yeah, I can see it. When I looked at it, I think the vibe that I got was like short stack, thick kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like the way like goblins get drawn in porn. You'll have to entertain me for a moment on this presumed shared knowledge of how goblins get drawn in pornography. But you know how they're all...
How do you string these words together? You will have to... Wait, oh God, I gotta run this. This is the best part.
Thing, you know what I mean? Like the way like goblins get drawn in porn. You'll have to entertain me for a moment on this presumed shared knowledge of how goblins get drawn in pornography.
He is very skilled as an orator. Okay, this is what debate guys are. They're very good at rhetoric. They're not exactly super knowledgeable. Maybe on goblin porn they might be, but like this is the same energy as Destiny too. They're one of the same, 2 sides of the same coin. Obviously, Vaush is a lot more like leftist principles and values than the other, who is just like a neoliberal. But the idea that you're like, no, actually, I'm going to debate you. Hello, it's welcome. I'm going to debate you on my divorce. Don't do that. Don't do any of that. What are you doing? Don't do any of that. Just move on. People are going to constantly bully you about it, but just never talk about it ever again. You know what I mean? What the But my favorite is also people in the chat going, but Vaush, why was it AI? Like, what do you mean? There's a horsecock with Lolly. And they're like, dude, I can't believe you betrayed people by using AI horsecock. If you get your horsecock, it has to be straight from the source. But it didn't end there. Apparently, he said that, he tried to elude that, like, Ethan is transphobic or something.
Like the part where he said this is a pedophile community. Yeah. Did he say that with regards?
Like, I highly doubt he said that, but I assume that he's probably thinking that not because there's, like, trans members of the community, but instead because there's people that are defending your consumption and habits, and that's it.
So there being a lot of transgenders here? Is that what he meant? Curious.
Anyway, Goblin Mode. Vaush says Ethan shouldn't expose his love for horsecock or make fun of him because it's election season. I swear to God, I'm dying right now. Video on the way. Ay, ay, ay. Is it that Vaush teaches audience to defend CP? Well, here's the thing. I'm not going to scroll any further because I don't want, obviously, I don't want like anything accidentally to show. But the reality of the matter is he has debated the ethics of such things in the past. A lot of people in Destiny's fandom, for example, think that I'm talking about him all the time when I talk about debate lords, but like a lot of debate lords have done this, including Vaush, including Destiny, and many other people. Like, there are so many people who make a living constantly testing their intellectual mettle in the marketplace of ideas that have done this. And to me, like, I'm brain broken. I'm online all the time. I'm permanently online. This is my favorite thing. See, look, I've watched you for 2 years and I don't know who the these people are. Yeah, because I never talk about them. And I think for the past 2 years, as these guys have cut like so much like Hasan content, they legitimately thought I didn't talk about them because like I was scared that their ideas were far too good and that members in my community would go over there and be like, oh my God, you opened up my mind. No, the reason why I didn't talk about them is because it's irrelevant drama. Like that Tacoma Web shit lived in my mind, but I didn't want to make that into content and like expand on it because I thought it was like silly, ridiculous. And that's part of the reason why I've always been politics first, drama second. If I'm going to do drama, it's not going to be about like political commentators or whatever but it's going to be about like silly internet drama because that's like a broad audience thing that people care about. And yes, I moderate chat and my own community to the best of my ability to avoid this kind of drama because I don't think this like kind of brain rot is like even in any way, shape, or form remotely productive. I'm unironically a bigger fan of you for not talking about them. The vibes they give off are always off, and I'm glad the vibe checks were correct. Yeah, it's mostly because every single time, anytime you bring this shit up, anytime you bring anything that they've done up, it's always like the most psycho sycophants spending hours and hours and hours and hours trying to debate the minutia. And it's like, I don't want to spend any time thinking about the ethics of child or lolly or any of these things, dog. It's weird, and you're weird for defending it. I used to be a drama pervert, avoiding drama for months, just watching you and non-politic streamers help my mental health. Yeah. The other part of the drama stuff is that it also is like very toxic and it cultivates a fan base that straight up only wants that. And when there isn't real drama happening, you as a content creator need to create that drama so you can keep feeding that audience, that beast that wants it. That's why if you're a streamer that primarily debates, you always have to keep debating. And when you keep debating everything, okay, you're inevitably going to start debating the ethics of child. I don't make the rules. Might as well be a rule. It happens all the time. So I just want people to understand that. So before people go, oh, dude, I can't believe you're doing this, addressing Vaush in this way, like you're hitting him when he's down. It's like, motherfucker, him and every single one of these weird loser debate perverted drama farming Andes have been doing this shit for years and years. When no such drama even existed, they would try to find something and cultivate their own drama. Okay? So don't come at me and be like, the one time he does this, like, you come after him. Okay, where the was that energy for your own content creator for the past 2 years, 3 years? Anyway, Kevels apparently said, I'm disappointed in at H3H3 Productions. Tipster, genuinely disappointed saying what H3H3 Productions did to Vaush V after tonight. You'd think after everything Hasan's community as well as others in the past have done to misrepresent Ethan, he wouldn't be so quick to do the same to others. Yet here we are. He even used the same out of context clips alt-writers have used to defame Vaush time and time again. Whatever this was intended to be, there is one thing for sure. This was not the move. And it was extremely bad faith misrepresentation of Vaush. I like that this is like, I'm being addressed here as well. Honestly, coming from someone who watches both of you, this whole thing is so stupid. Do you hear yourself? All three of you are so immature when it comes to each other. Hold on. Whenever there's a argument such as this one, here's a really fun, really solid thing to do, okay? Because people always do this. They're like, dude, everyone is equally at fault here, okay? So let's do it. Let's go to my channel and let's search Vaush. Not a single one of these is related to Vaush, by the way, but these are the ones that come up. Not a single video. Every single one of these videos is just like completely unrelated. Now let's do the same for Vaush. Let's do it. Let's go to his channel. To be like, this is equivalent. Hasan's takes on China might be getting worse. Hasan goes full debate lord on Piers Morgan over Israel-Palestine. Ethan Klein destroys HasanAbi in Leftovers debate. Hasan fails to answer a question on Taiwan being a country on H3 podcast. HasanAbi canceled for betraying socialism with the house. Okay, this one's defending me, to be fair. Tensions rise in Israel and Palestine debate on H3 podcast. The HasanAbi versus Marianne Williamson debate genuinely surprised me. HasanAbi exposed in global satanic Balenciaga controversy. Hasan and Ethan Klein's emotional Israel-Palestine debate goes off the rails. Hasan actually brought a Houthi militant on stream. Hasan and Ethan Klein debate over excuses content theft. Hasan beefs with Adam something, and I get called out. Hasan got dogpiled for objectively correct media take on One Piece. No, okay, there's a little bit of a defense there. Okay, that's good. Hasan humiliates Andrew Tate in hilarious debate. Thank you. There's a defense there. HasanAbi's and Kyle Kalinski's Ukraine-Russia takes are bad. HasanAbi gets intense debate over Tory Lane shooting Megan Thee Stallion. Daily Wire loser hit piece on me. HasanAbi makes no arguments. XQC HasanAbi lazy streamer drama content. New anti-Vaush and anti-Hasan video just dropped. I have not seen this one. Hasan banned from Twitch for saying cracker. Hasan socialism car. Hasan socialism car. Yes, HasanAbi makes money. Can we please talk about real problems? Debating how relevant on HasanAbi's wealth, hypocrisy, socialist morals. HasanAbi might debate yay, lol, contrapoints. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so before people pop off and be like, oh, you are the left's Ben Shapiro, the point is almost none of these arguments are real arguments, okay? They're all manufactured. That's it.